Hey, JulesBlessedVegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So, I used to only just do lipstick. Now I've stepped it up with earrings. These are so cute, little painter palettes. I know, you guys are like, Jules, like, where's this going to go? I mean, are you going to dare to add mascara at some point? I mean, is your hair going to become highlighted? Like, where does the hotness end? You know, Jules 3.0. I can only keep so straight a face. Jules 3.0. Stick around for the ride. It's going to get bumpy. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to share briefly, say hey on Friday. It was a very challenging day. I will say that. But here I am, still smiling. And I really just wanted to share and reflect on the icon for this video, which reads, "We can't heal the world today, but we can begin with a voice of compassion, a heart of love, and an act of kindness," by Mary Davis. I am not familiar, but thank you, Mary Davis. Yeah, when I get stressed out, and I have to say, God grant me the serenity, I realize that there's a God and I'm not him, and that I'm accidentally trying to fix things that aren't mine to fix. It is really stressful. I really had to pray myself through my day many times today. But yeah, just knowing that it can't all be fixed at once. I mean, certainly if God chose to. With one tiny little breath, with one fleeting thought, with one blink of an eye, Father, you could right all things. That said, no, I wasn't here when you created the world. No, I'm not questioning your judgment. I'm just one of your bratty little kids, and I'm honored to be one of your kids. Anyway, yeah, I know God's on the case. And sometimes he does enlighten me and let me see the grace of why things went in a certain direction and what the opportunity was for people to grow. You know, sometimes it's not all about the person that is seemingly the issue, but everyone's response to that person. And, you know, with the understanding that heaven is eternal, I guess there's, like, you have the wiggle room to take risk, meaning God, because he knows the end game. But for those on this side, it's a little scary sometimes, you know. For me, it most certainly is. So I do get overwhelmed, you know, by climate change. I get overwhelmed by the COVID situation. My gosh, is that new variant just going crazy? It's going crazy. I get it. Not as many people are dying from it, but enough are dying, and a ton of people are sick. And a lot of people who are dying are, you know, considerably younger, certainly than the first round of COVID-19, you know, which were for people 70 and above practically. Now, man, I got people in their 30s. I have people in their 20s, and they're not just testing asymptomatic positive. They're sick. You know, they're sick. And yeah, a lot of my people aren't vaccinated that are sick. But even some have, of course, what's it called when it jumps the fence? I can't think of it. A breakthrough case. But yeah, you know, I'd say I have about 4 friends right now that actively have COVID, and of course they're distraught, and I'm praying for them, you know. I wish I could heal the world. I can't. There's many reasons. And there's some things I can do today, like beginning with a voice of compassion. You know, I had a situation where I was very, I don't want to just say disappointed, sorry for certain behaviors. And I had to zoom out and see why this person was behaving the way they were. And though I won't always be privy to what it is that provokes them, I could certainly see that they are broken, like all of us in a certain capacity. And I needed a voice of compassion, you know, not just disappointment, not just anger, compassion. and just saying, wow, you've been through it. Wow. And hope that the rest will come. A heart of love. Oh, that is always my prayer. How can I love in this moment? It was really sweet. I gave money to a homeless guy on the corner, and a lot of people discouraged me from doing that. And this guy had a sign, and then I thought he'd come over and get the money. Then I realized he couldn't come over. He was like in a wheelchair, and there wasn't any space. And I was like, oh my gosh, hold on, I'll come to you, I'll come to you. And I got out of the car real quick and was praying that no one was going to, come upon me and be frustrated. And I ran around to the other side, and I just had $20. And I was like, here's $20, God bless you. And he said, oh, thank you. And he leaned and gave me a kiss on the cheek, which was just beyond precious. And I thought, it's just super funny. We're not in the same walk. We're not in the same anything. But for human, but for compassionate, but for in need, and God's children. And it was just very, very sweet. I just thought, never would our lives pass. I don't know his story or what got him to that corner, but that was God's money, and I was happy to give it. So yeah, a heart of love and an act of kindness. I'm pretty good about those acts of kindness. But, there's always room. There's room for grace. There's room for greater understanding. There's room for me to be less invested. I mean, I'm a compassionate person, oh my gosh. But sometimes in my desire to be supportive, I can't necessarily support the person in a way that they need. And so for them, I'm being pushy or bossy or interrupting their process. And I'm so sorry for that. And I can't necessarily see it in the moment, but I always pray for the gift to be able to step back, to breathe, to give that person the room they need while they, find their way and decide what their truth is, and hope that at some point, if they come back, I'm in the wings, ready to say, hey, cool, so glad, to see you. And many times that has been the truth for me. I have let people go and they've come back. Sometimes they don't. And to me, it just comes back to the idea that there's a season for everything, And that's hard for me because I love intensely, and I love to love forever. And I am very blessed to have many people in my life that I've known since preschool, and certainly family members that are still on the planet that I've loved forever. And for me, though, when I love, I may only know a person for 1 second, and I'm completely in love. Like I know in that moment, the Holy Spirit to Holy Spirit, guardian angel to guardian angel, that's my person, And I don't need more time to figure it out. So that's kind of interesting too. I was on my way home from school, and all of a sudden I saw a dog, and I was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And I pulled over. It's the desert, people. I pulled over, I rolled down my window and said, hey, hi, I could take you. And he started to wag his tail a little, and that was a good sign. I thought maybe he speaks English. And I was like, oh my gosh, the only thing I have is an orange. Dogs don't know oranges. They just don't. I got out with my humble little orange and tried to get down to his level. His little paw was hurt. They so often are. They've been traveling forever. And his eyes had like, crust where they'd been, running through the journey. And I said, I can just be your person. I can totally be your person. I reached out with my little orange, and he finally, after being so nervous and going back and forth, came over and checked out my orange and said, yeah, that's a hard no. That is a hard no, lady. And I said, dude, forget the orange. I can hook you up. I've got real food at home. I've got friends, a bed. Oh, I can only stay a little while. And he just went deeper into the desert. And I was like, Father, it just kills me. It kills me. I cannot save them all. I cannot heal the world today. But I will die trying. I try and try. All right, my friends, I just wanted to check in. Let's do a clean read. We can't heal the world today, but we can begin with a voice of compassion, a heart of love, and an act of kindness. Mary Davis. Like if you like, join us if you haven't. Subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. Can you relate? Which part? And until we talk again, best of all, know that you're blessed.